Well, hello again. This is Randy Kirk with Small Business Daily. This is our third edition, our third day, and we will be doing at least 4 of these a week and potentially 5 a week. Therefore, the term daily. So if this is your first day with us, welcome. And we will be talking about ways that you can improve yourself personally and professionally. We'll be talking about ways that you can improve your company. If you own a company or if you work in sales, this week we happen to be talking about sales. So this would be very appropriate for you if you're an independent sales rep or even an employee as a salesperson. In future weeks, we'll be talking about everything from how to hire and fire to accounting. Oh, no, accounting. Yes, but do you know that there's a lot of money that can be made in accounting? I mean, I don't mean as an accountant. I mean, if you understand your books, if you have good books and you understand them, you can make a lot of extra money. And by the way, I just wrote a book on that with Shayla Chamberlain. I just wrote a book with my only first-time co-author, Shayla Chamberlain, and it's called Making Money Out of Thin Air. Because without increasing your sales, without increasing your overhead, without doing anything, you can take a look at your books, get your books in order in a way that makes sense, and you can actually improve your profit and your take home just through your books. So we'll put the link to Making Money Out of Thin Air down below. And but we're going to continue our conversation about selling today. The first day we talked about kind of the general principles of what is a professional salespeople. We talked about the fact that many business owners don't want to sell. They're afraid to sell. They don't like salespeople. They don't want to sell. They've never read a book on selling. We talked about that in the first session. You might want to go back and check that out if that sounds like you, that you're not in love with the process of selling. And we talked about that a professional salesperson is basically a need filler. It's a person that cares deeply about their prospects' needs and looks for opportunities to help them get what they need. Yesterday, we talked about enthusiasm. We talked about the fact that if you are not enthusiastic about yourself, about your product and about your company, then why would your prospect be enthusiastic about you, about your company, or about your products? It just makes no sense. So we talked about enthusiasm. We talked about how to become more enthusiastic. And that's where we left it off yesterday. And today we're going to talk about how to learn, how to get to the point of understanding your prospects' true needs. But in the meantime, for a minute, if you wouldn't mind pausing just for a second, if you could hit the like button, if you think this is content that's going to be useful to you, just hit the like button. It's going to help the algorithm. It's going to make my channel more successful. And then if you think that it'd be a good idea for you to have an easier way to find me again, that's why you would subscribe to the channel. It just makes it easier to find the channel again. Just subscribe. And then finally, if you might forget that this is a daily show, you can push the notify button, and then it'll notify you every day when the new video comes out, and you'll know, oh, I can go up and check out what today's content is about. So without any further ado, let's dive into finding the need and filling it. So if a professional salesperson's, if what separates a professional from a sales clerk is that the sales clerk is just trying to sell what's in front of them, and the sales professional is carefully trying to understand the prospect's needs. How does the salesperson work that through? What's the key? What are the ways that a salesperson can present to the client in a way that gets the client to start talking about their needs? Okay, so let's talk about that. So to begin with, it's mostly about questions. It's about being a good interviewer. Okay. So if you don't consider yourself to be a good interviewer, that's generally going to be because you don't really care about the person you're talking to. You're either disinterested in them or you're mostly interested in talking about yourself. Oh, that might be you. I don't know if it is. Put a comment down below if you're a terrible interviewer and you think it's because of one of those reasons. Just put it in the comments. No, we got to be transparent here. We're not going to learn. We're not going to gain anything if we're not transparent. So if you care about your prospect, if you care about people, you're going to tend to be a good interviewer. You're going to ask questions about them, and you want to go deeper and deeper and deeper to find out what it is that you have in common, what the subject matter of the day is. So I am going to use the bicycle retailer as my example. Why am I going to do that? Because I've been writing about bicycle retailers for almost half a century. I've been selling bicycle retailers for almost half a century, and it's just a world that I know extremely well. So let me talk about this as if you were a salesperson working in a bike shop. Now, do you need to be a professional salesperson to sell in a bike shop? Well, if you're going to sell Trek and Specialized and some of the other, extremely expensive brands where you're spending $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, or electric bikes, and you're going to spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 for a bicycle, yeah, you need to be a pro. Okay, so we've talked about some of that professionalism in the prior 2 days. Now we're going to talk about finding the need. So the prospect is standing in front of you, and they're in the business. They've come in today for one reason and one reason only. They're trying to make a decision about what bicycle to buy. You, as the salesperson, should have a stock set of questions that make sense for that prospect. So in the bicycle industry, the very beginning question is, what kind of bicycle did you come in today looking to purchase? In the bicycle industry, that might be a mountain bike, it might be a hybrid, it might be a road bike, it might be a BMX bike, it might be a single speed. There's so many different possibilities, but you're not going to feed that back to the person unless they just don't know. You start out asking them, what do they think? What in general do they believe they're looking for today? Now, some folks are going to come in, they're going to know backwards, forwards, and inside out. This is exactly the make, model, and all the features that I want. Other people are going to be almost clueless. They're not going to know the difference between a hybrid and a road bike or a mountain bike. So that's kind of the beginning point. By asking that general question, you can get them to give you some feedback that will put you in a place where you understand their general level of knowledge and their general level of research and their general level of how made up their mind already is. This works anywhere. This could be an insurance policy. Well, how much coverage do you think you would like to have? It could be it could be in a restaurant. It could be for a food order. You could say, well, are you thinking more along the lines of the meats or the fishes, or are you what kind of food are you looking for? What kind of an item is going to make you happy today? Whatever business you're in, there's a set of questions that where you start out general. So we're going to start out general. What kind of bike are you looking for today? The individual says, well, I'm thinking maybe about something that I can use off-road. And so this allows you now to drill down a little deeper. So, you're thinking about going off-road. Are you thinking about downhill fast? Are you thinking about flat pathways that happen to be off-road? Are you thinking about cross country? What are you going to be carrying packs? Is this for overnight? Is it for short trips or long trips? So you can start asking another layer of questions that start to zero in on the kind of bicycle that they're probably looking for. So maybe they really want to go downhill fast. Well, that's going to offer up a series of bikes that are going to be designed for going downhill fast. But it may be that they don't just want to go downhill fast. So you got to make sure that you ask all the questions. Well, is that all you're going to do? You just want the bike. That's all you're going to do. You're going to take a ski lift up and you're going to ride down fast. Well, no, I need to be able to go long distances. Oh, okay. Well, that changes everything. So as a professional, as an expert, as we talked about yesterday, if you're an expert in the field, the question should be as easy. They should just flow right out of you because you're trying to drill down to the very specific features and benefits that this individual will need in order to get their need met, in order to be useful for them to the purpose that they're going to put it to. So you drill down, you drill down. So when you have drilled down as far as you think you need to. So it may come down to something like, well, does weight matter to you in a bicycle case? Are you looking for a lot of gears, or you want to keep it simple? Do you want electric help? Do you want an electric assist that's going to let you go further and with less chance of injury? So you want you want some motor on there? There's a bunch of questions. And at some point, you're going to know. Because why? Because you're a professional. Okay? The individual, the prospect has come into that retail store. They have called you on the phone. They have asked you to come and visit in your home. They come to a trade show and they're seeing you in the booth. They've come there because they expect you to be the pro. If you aren't the pro, then they're going to be pretty dissatisfied. So you're supposed to know your stuff backwards, forward, and inside out. And so as you're drilling, you're showing how much you know. You don't have to amaze them with how much you know about each feature. And that's not going to really blow their mind. What's going to blow their mind is the questions you ask. It blows their minds on two levels. One is it shows your knowledge. And number two, it shows you care. So you drill down and you drill down. It may come down to what kind of a computer they want on the bike. It's so many little details. Depending on how you see as you're drilling, you're going to, because you're a pro, you're going to be, this individual is going to actually care which tire they have on the rim. They may even care which rim. They may care which spokes there are on the wheel. They may want a really high level professional rim and spoke set, especially on a road bike, high-end road bike. So it could be a lot of detail, or it could be somebody who says, you know what, this is the first time I've been on a bike in 20 years. I'm just looking for someplace to start. And I'm thinking about riding on the streets. Therefore, and you're like, well, a hybrid probably is a good place for you to start. So your professionalism is going to allow you to ask the right questions to get where you need to go. So now you've done that part of the business. When you've done that part, you usually have that client eating out of your hands. It is rare that they've walked into a retail store or even called somebody on the phone where the person has cared enough to go that deep. I don't care what the product is or what the service is. They're shocked and surprised that you cared enough to go that deep. Now, as a pro, and you know what's in your product line, you know what's in your services lines, you know what you can and can't do, you are able to respond to them with exactly the right product or a couple of product solutions. You're not going to offer them 27 different ways to get this job done. That'll just confuse them and take up their time and cause them to go away. You are the professional. They want your professional opinion about what it is they need. So now you will come out and you'll say, this is what I believe is going to satisfy your need. They're going to love that. They're going to so appreciate because they're trusting you now as the pro, and now you're making this recommendation. They may commonly say, gee, I thought maybe I'd want this over here. Well, that just gives you more information. That gives you more ways for you to identify and help them make their final choice. So now that you've got them to the place where you've found their need, and you as the professional know what it is, the specific product or service that you want to recommend to them, now you are going to fill the need. Okay, how do we fill the need? We fill it with benefits. As they've been talking, as you've been asking questions, they've been telling you what it is they want as a result of their purchase. If it's insurance, do they want more confidence in that they'll have money when they're 80 years old? If they want insurance, is it because they need to somehow supply the financing for their children to go to college? Do they just want to make sure that they protect their family as they're in the family years? What is the benefit? What is the thing that they're looking to solve? What is Elon Musk said last week? Maybe it was not the first time he said it, it's the first time I read it. Elon Musk, who I love, Elon Musk said, you are going to get paid more based on the type of problem you solve. So if you can solve a big problem for somebody, you're going to get paid more. People come to you as a problem solver. That's your job. So what was it they wanted solved? What was the problem they needed a resolution to? What is the opportunity that they need some kind of some elements to go into helping them maximize their opportunity? You know what these are because you're a pro. So now you're going to tell them, you're going to show them the features that are going to result in those. I'm sorry, you're going to show the benefits. You're going to show the benefits of the product that are going to result in those problems being solved. You're not going to get to the details of the features yet. You're going to talk about the benefits, and you're going to talk about the how you're going to the product is going to provide those benefits. So in the case of a bicycle, again, you're not going to talk about the specific derailleur. You're going to say, gee, you said that you're going to be doing a lot of uphill and downhill climbing. Therefore, you're going to need a lot of gears, and you're going to need this range of gears. And this particular bicycle gives you a range of gears that will allow you to do those climbs and will still allow you to have the power to be able to do the flats and the downhills. So this is how you're showing them how they're going to be able to get it, what it was, the benefits of this product. They're going to solve the problem for them. Now from there, you can go to the features. You can say, now this is a XYZ derailleur that is well known for the fact that it's quiet and it's smooth and it's dependable. And this brand has those things going for it. But that is, and those are also some benefits. It may be that that's what the person really wants, is smooth, quiet, dependable. So those would be benefits again. But this particular brand is a detail that they may not care about. What they really care about is it going to give me the solution to my problems? So let's recap really quickly. You've started out yesterday with enthusiasm. You're enthusiastic, you love your product and you want to sell, and you're excited about the client coming in and the fact that you can solve their problems for them and help them to live a better life in some way, shape, or form. That was yesterday. And today you're going to find the need. You're going to find the need by listening and hearing and being a pro and being able to be someone who cares about them enough to really pay attention. And then after you find the need, you're going to be enough of a pro to be able to make the right recommendation to them in terms of how the benefits of that product are going to solve their need. Now, how much simpler can it be than that? Can you do that? Can you answer in the questions, in the comments below? Can you let me know? Do you think you know enough right now about your product lines and about your company and about yourself? Do you think that you're already in a position where you can ask the right questions of people walking in the door or people calling on the phone or meeting however you meet? Do you think you already know that? Do you know the questions? If you don't know the questions, it's time to go get the question. So give me an answer, 1 to 5. If you're a 5, yes, I already know the questions. You're right. I know what the question should be. I could do that. But what have you been doing? Have you been asking those questions? Well, if you're a 5, you'd already be doing it. So maybe you're a 4. You know the right questions to ask, but instead you've just been pitching product. Okay, you've been pitching the fact that it's this brand, a derailleur, and it's got this kind of frame. And no, leave it alone. Find out first. Find out what they need. If that's you, give yourself a 5. That's what you've been doing. Give yourself a 4. If you think you know the right questions, tell me you're a 4. Let's be transparent. Tell me you're a 4, and then would you like to be a 5? Is that important to you? Do you think it would change your life at all? Okay, are you a 3? You know what? I'm not sure I know the questions. I certainly haven't been asking the questions. I've just kind of been pitching the product. But I think I need to learn more about how to ask the questions. Well, there are plenty of books out there on how to ask the right questions. One of them is When Friday Isn't Payday, my book. There are additional books out there. We'll put a couple of them in the description below. There'll be links. You can go and get those books and learn more about how to find the need. It's a critical part of the selling process. Once you've found the need, you're going to talk about features. No, you're going to talk about benefits. You're going to talk about the benefits that are going to solve the need. Features come last. If they care about the features, great. Okay. So that's where we're going to leave it today. But tomorrow we're going to talk about handling objections. Some people say that what salespeople hate more than anything in the world is they made their presentation. They think they've really done a great job. They've been a pro. They've done everything they're supposed to do. And then all of a sudden the person's like, oh, the price is too high. And the salesman crumbles and doesn't know what to do. Well, tomorrow we're going to talk about handling objections, and you'll find out it's not all that scary. So if you've liked this content, if you think this is valuable to you, would you please just hit the like button? If you think that this is going to be useful to you coming up in future meetings, as we talk more about selling and other subjects that are related to small business, just subscribe to the channel. And that way it'll be easier for you to find us. And then finally, if you'd like to be notified about tomorrow's meeting, tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to handle objections. And then the next day we're going to talk about trial closing. And then eventually we'll talk about closing. And then someday we'll talk about add-ons. Some industries have some really great add-ons, like when they say, well, do you want me to exercise that? So we'll talk about add-ons. Anyway, if you think all that content would help you in your business, help you to grow your business, become more successful, hit the notify so that we send out something that'll help you to be notified of the upcoming session. So anyway, that's it for today. This is Randy Kirk with Small Business Daily.